if you ever ask to take a picture or see a service dog or something and the handler says no, I guess it's just a reminder that you never know what happened like 2 minutes before you asked.
Good morning, guys. I am down in the basement and I'm just checking out. Last night I put a final coat of matte polyurethane on this desk that I've been building for our working room, and it looks beautiful. A lot of you have asked, are we going to be able to fit this out the door? And it's a long table. It's 8 feet long. And I started getting worried when I started seeing your comments about, are you gonna be able to get that out of the basement? Thankfully, it's a clear shot out of the basement here. We've got a door right there, and it will go straight out the basement, and then in our front door, it's a straight shot up the stairs. We've got a big landing and into the working room. I think it'll work. If it doesn't work, we'll just saw it in half and glue it back together.
Good morning.
Oh.
I don't understand what's happening.
What's happening, honey?
I do not know.
I just heard Mary was awake, so I came upstairs.
It was like I was just coughing. And I looked down at my hand.
Did you think it was coming out of your lungs?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yes.
Good morning, sweetie.
Maybe I could have like a tissue.
Mm-hmm.
Did I get it off?
No, you still got bloody on my nose.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Is that better?
That's much better.
Well, happy Monday morning. Is it even Monday?
It is Monday. Happy Monday, guys. I just showed them my desk downstairs, and I'm working on clearing out space.
That's awesome.
The finish came out really good.
Yay!
We're talking about maybe going to IKEA today.
Oh, I forgot.
We'll see. We'll see how we feel, if we feel up to it.
Oh, did you sleep last night?
I slept. What happened? Oh, your feeding tube.
What in the world? My feeding tube beeped.
It was rebelling.
What is wrong? Why are you beeping? I don't know.
What was it saying? Like occlusion or?
It was no flow.
No flow?
It was like my extension was a little bit bent, but I don't feel like...
Don't feel like it should have thrown a fit. It was throwing a fit all night long. Alright, she's gonna go get started on her morning routine of clearing those lungs. I just realized that the operation bring the desk upstairs is going to have to wait because we're in process of getting our front door replaced and it doesn't open at the moment, so it'll have to wait. But how you doing? How's morning going?
Not great. I did not fill up.
That
It was a close one.
is a win.
Oh, I did spill my Caiston. And by spill, I mean the entire box of Caiston dumped upside down on the floor of our bedroom.
Bummer. Good morning, Mr. Poodle. We're getting ready to have some lunch. Got some focaccia bread yesterday. So good.
Want some coffee with that?
Good one. We'll have some Dr. Pepper, and then I think we're gonna try to get on the road.
I was gonna try to be fancy and wear my black sweater. My version of fancy.
But sometimes you just need to wear a sweatshirt, you know?
So like 3.5 years ago, when we arrived in Scotland, we were there for Peter to do some grad school work. And we lived at the bottom of a mile, the Royal Mile. So it was a mile hill, like complete hill. And I was getting sick right before we left. Not like a cold, just like my lungs were getting worse. And so we knew that soon after we got there, we would need to connect with the CF clinic that was in Edinburgh where we lived. And they already knew I was coming. My doctors had talked to them, et cetera, et cetera. So anyway, we get to Scotland. We start exploring the city. It's fun to be in a new country and a new place and a new apartment. And it It was a fun start to our trip. Shortly into our trip, like one day in, we realized how extremely challenging going uphill in damp, cold weather was for my lungs. My lungs were a bit healthier then than they are now. Not a ton healthier, but I had a little bit more percentage. And we did not know, like, how are we going to live in a city with 7 hills and get around and enjoy ourselves.
Before we got there, it was our plan to live right downtown so we wouldn't need a car and we could walk most places. But before we got there, we didn't realize the terrain was so hard.
Like normal people say the hills in Edinburgh are hard to walk up. Like normal people with normal lungs. They say their legs get tired. Of course, for me, it was my lungs. So anyway, what we did, I don't know, was it a week or 2 in? We realized
a few weeks, yeah.
In order to enjoy this experience, the best thing that we could do is go buy a wheelchair and just embrace the reality that I can't walk up these hills, and kind of face that reality and then grab a wheelchair and make it happen.
And view it as really just a tool for transportation in the city.
Right.
You know?
Exactly. So we went on Gumtree, which is their equivalent of Craigslist, used online listing, and found somebody with a used wheelchair.
It was a wee old lady.
A wee old lady. She was so sweet.
We like stood in their apartment or their flat and talked to them for a while.
Yeah, she was really sweet. So we bought my wheelchair used, and it was our means of transportation for getting groceries, and we'd put a box on my lap and go to the grocery store and bring it on back. And if you want to see any of our Scotland adventures, they're all on YouTube. So you can go to our playlists and go to like August, September, October, November, December of 2014.
Yep.
So anyway,
2014.
so then the cool news was terrain, obviously where we live now, we don't walk anywhere. We drive everywhere we go. So I don't need to use my wheelchair as much. And I'm really thankful for that, although I'm still thankful that we used the wheelchair because it made our adventure a lot more doable, I guess. And so we still had the wheelchair, like it was in my parents' house in storage for a little bit, and then it's been in our basement, and then it spends time in our car just in case, like we need to take a long walk in the city or something like that. So anyway, we are using it in IKEA today because it's miles and miles, right? Like walking all those floors.
That's a lot of walking.
It's a lot of walking and a lot of exhaustion if I were to walk the whole thing. So we're going to use our Scotland transportation tool and and get a nice ride around IKEA.
Get off in the car.
We are just getting here, and I am trying to decide. I guess I'll decide when I get in there, but like yesterday at church I wore a mask all day, and we haven't been going to very many stores just because of the amount of sickness now. The flu and all the sickness that's going crazy in other parts of the country actually isn't that bad in our area, but of course germs are invisible, so you never know. But I think the way that like we've decided to handle it is if it's a really crowded area or store, I wear a mask, and if it's not really crowded and we feel comfortable, like it's just tricky because it is hard to breathe through a mask, and I guess I'll decide when I get in there.
All right, we just got in here and it is nice and empty, not many people here.
Like zero.
Like 0 people, so.
Like it looks like we might be, like it's closed.
Yeah, we're gonna soak it up.
Oh wait, there's
and wander. Oh.
Run away.
Okay.
So our plan is to check the as-is section first and see if there's anything on clearance that would work for the working room. But this is really exciting. There's a longtime viewer who she and I have been emailing for years, and I got to meet up with her here, and I'm so excited. So that was very fun. And now we're just gonna keep looking in the as-is section and then see where we go next. We just learned that you get free coffee if you're an IKEA family member. Yes, please.
You know that thing we said about there weren't a lot of people here?
Well, of course, my feeding tube starts beeping, which, why is it so loud when I'm in public? It seems way louder in public than when we're at home. It starts beeping, so we stop, and I wasn't like in the hallway or in the walkway. Right then, like a whole crowd of people were like walking by, like staring at us. Kids were like, "Doggy!" And
It's just an overwhelming moment.
oh my gosh, it was so overwhelming because I had no clue why my thing was beeping, which it turned out it was cramped. It was like crimped right by the Relizorb cartridge. So anyway, that happened, and then I was like so overwhelmed, and so we like pulled off into a little alcove that there were less people, and then like a lady was literally staring. So I looked at her, because usually when you give somebody eye contact, they're like, "Oh, sorry, I was staring." So I looked at her and kind of smiled, and she kept staring, and I was like, okay. So we wheeled somewhere else, and then a lady came up and was like, "Can I take a picture of Ollie?" We were like,
So we just found this little mud room that we ducked into, and we're looking at the shelving units.
and we actually liked the shelving units, so that worked out.
Yeah.
And Peter was trying to help me feel less overwhelmed.
And I didn't know what to do, and so I felt overwhelmed. And
Sorry.
No, it's nothing to be sorry about. It was just an overwhelming moment for both of us.
Yes.
But we're gonna move on.
I love you.
Love you too.
I think I just feel like kind of in the way in my wheelchair or something like that. And I know I've said this before, but I don't use my wheelchair a whole lot right now because I don't need it a whole lot, and I'm really grateful for that. But when I do use it, it gives me like an appreciation for like the grit that you guys have, those of you who do need to use a wheelchair more often, and the unique challenges that you face, like the skinny aisles or this rug being in the way, or like just like things like that where I wouldn't think about it otherwise.
Yeah.
So
You guys are rock stars.
Yep, you are. Don't forget it. I just thought of something. The fact that that lady asked to take a picture of Oliver, that's totally fine. In fact, I'm glad she respected the fact that she asked. I think that that's really cool. The thing that I just wanted to like say really quick was, if you ever ask to take a picture or see a service dog or something and the handler says no, I guess it's just a reminder that you never know what happened like 2 minutes before you asked. It's not the fact that you asked, that's totally fine, and in fact that's really great that you asked instead of just doing it. But I guess it's just like a public service announcement. Sometimes we had a crazy last 5 minutes and I just have to say no, which makes me sad. I kind of wish that I could just say yes, but then if I said yes all the time, I would just be like a walking circus of what?
All right, we did something crazy. We had a gift card for $240 and we had no idea what our total was gonna be, and we checked out with our stuff and it was $241. Isn't that crazy? We got some good stuff. I'm gonna go take this out to the car, leave these guys, and come back and get you.
Ollie and I are waiting in the front seat while Peter packs the car. Works well. Ollie still has his seat here.
Lindsay, you got your own little private suite back here.
Is his seatbelt strap right in the middle there? All right.
Yeah,
Here you go. Oh my gosh. There are deer in this parking lot.
Let's see if we can get deer in the headlights.
Oh my gosh, they're on the sidewalk. Oh my gosh. That is so cool. I've never seen deer in such like a public place. Bye, deer.
Oh no, oh no, oh no.
Oh good, well at least they're going in the woods.
Okay, we helped the deer. Well, I guess we could say that was a successful trip to IKEA.
And we can't even.
We can't even.
We're so tired.
Yeah.
So, as always,
We will
we'll
see you tomorrow. Good night. And here's Ollie boy. Good night, buddy.